Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chemlock League. The favorites sitting at 10-4 are in a really great position. And if you missed that last episode, we barely beat the Rippers. And that put us in a really solid spot here in first place in the division. And a win today could lock up our number one seed in the Yang Conference, which is pretty crazy. I still think we have to rely on a Scroungers loss because they still have 5 games left. Wow, that's a lot. We only have 2 games left, so let's just do our best here. Next time up, we're going to see Cairo Cohen getting his second career start for us. It was great first start against the Dive Bombers. Now he's facing off against what would considered to be an easier matchup against the Skimmers, but of course, just like we saw with the below zeros earlier this season, no game is a gimme. So let's go ahead and set the lineup and get started here. I am going to give Reddier the day off. He's been struggling for a little bit longer than I would like. So here's how we're going to do it, and I'm excited about this one. I'm going to move Aaliyah Sesame to shortstop. We're going to put Muhammad McCormick in center. I'm going to bring, I'm going to go with Tiger at first. We're going to put RJ at DH, and Cora Bobbert is going to come out for Jonah Gonzalez. So a little bit of shifting around here. We have a locked in Jack Mars, Odin Thomas, and RJ Solomon. So with this lineup, and I'm very crazy seeing Aaliyah Sesame at shortstop there. Actually, I think I'm going to flip-flop her and Fernanda. I think Fernanda, definitely the better fielder. They're about the same speed, so the range shouldn't be much of a difference, but I think Aaliyah being able to just sit there in the corner, at the hot corner, should hold up pretty well. Let's see how she does. I am very curious. She just recently acquired that infield secondary position. So setting this lineup, I'm going to flip-flop Jack and Odin. I'm going to bring RJ down one. Checking on Grayson Pickles. He is a B, so we have no Ace Exterminator activated here. Then I am going to go... You know what? I'm going to keep Nick in the number 9 spot, as it seemed to have found his groove in that last game. Muhammad McCormick will sit at 8. We'll put Jonah here at 7. Aaliyah Sesame at... that's going to be our lineup for this matchup. Cairo Cohen on the mound. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a home game, our first home game in quite a while. Yep, it is a home game. So I am excited to unveil a recent jersey that I made, Alternate Uniform 2, which is it's another version of this away uniform you've seen plenty of times, but now we have one that can be a little bit more accommodating to being at home. And the Skimmers will have their away uniform, which is just a slightly darker version of their home uniform. Let's play ball. We head out to Colonial Plaza for the last home game of the regular season. It looks like we have pretty much solidified our spot in the postseason. Of course, I will not count my chickens until they hatch, but it looks like we're in a good spot right now, and I just want to see if we can lock up the division and lock up we've already locked up the division, actually. I just want to see if we can lock up the number 1 seed. Hugo Base will come up for the Skimmers. Starts with Tier 2 power versus righties, I believe, or lefties. And he'll dump one into right center field. That gets down for a base hit, a leadoff single for base. And the Skimmers have a little bit moving already. Here comes Braden Sorelli, one of our enemies, now that he's no longer with the Outlaws. Tier 3 tough out, Tier 2 base rounder. Cairo Cohen had a lights out start against the Dive Bombers, his first career start. So I'm hoping he can pick up where he left off now that he has full stamina. Tough out activates on the 0-2, right between the wickets as it gets through the legs of Cairo Cohen, and it's back-to-back singles for the Skimmers. They have something cooking. We're going to bring up their number 3 hitter, second baseman, Aiden Woods. Locked in with a 265 average, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. His Tier 2 low pitch, Tier 2 off-speed hitter. Very scary hitter in this lineup against Cohen. He He has to be careful. A low pitch there. Tiger Gray's only play is first. An incredible play from the first baseman. We had him in left field last game. He is showing how good he is as a defender. We got one out. Runners advance to second and third. And now Gary Miller will come up with Tier 2 power versus righties. Batting 171 on the year. No home runs, 1 RBI. We're going to get at least one more for himself on the year. And he'll dribble and foul. It's a 1-2 count. Cairo could use the strikeout here. Another foul pitch on the fork. See if he goes to that slider. He does, and it's going to stay. Actually, that was the curve. That's going to stay outside. There's a fastball high. It gets fouled straight back. 2-2 still. And a liner past the drawn-in shortstop. One runner scores. Gary Miller does give the Skimmers the lead here in the first inning, and Cairo Cohen not as hot as he typically is. Here comes Caroline Dealer. You may remember her as an outlaw. She was on the team for a little while. She's locked in right now. Tier 2 fastball hitter. She gets a slider for strike one, batting .450 with 1 home run and 3 RBIs. Cairo looking to get out of this jam that he put himself into here in the first inning. We don't like seeing his pitch count go up so high in 1 inning of work. Runners on the corners with a 2-2 count, and Caroline will pop the fastball up behind the plate. Muhammad McCormick will come out of the crouch and catch that one. Out number 2, Dealer loses her mojo. And now here comes Daxton Pennington, and if I recall correctly, earlier this season, he had a grand slam against us for that 1 home run. He's batting 100 with 6 RBIs. Tier 2 easy target helping out Cairo. Strike there on the foul and 1-1 count, and pulled foul outside and just hooked around on it. And it's a 1-2 count. And a liner into left field. Another run will come around to score from third, and that's going to be another run for the Skimmers, 2-0, and the Skimmers taking an early lead. Cairo Cohen will lose mojo here. By far his worst performance of the year so far, and he's tense. Already throwing 25 pitches here with a runner on first and second with 2 outs. Runner takes off, and it's going to be a throw down to third. An easy tag from Aaliyah Sesame. Catcher-to-catcher action right there, and Muhammad McCormick with the cannon arm behind the plate is able to get that third out, thankfully bailing out a Cairo Cohen who was not ready for this performance, and maybe he thought this was a gimme outing. Grayson Pickles starts with Tier 3, falls behind against Tiger Gray. Tiger made a diving spot to get him locked in. Chase is way outside there, batting .457, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Grayson doesn't get him to chase there, a 1-2 count. Ball high, it's even. And Tiger will hit one hard to deep center field. This one I don't think has enough legs on it. Coming up to the warning track and camping under it is Gary Miller. Good hustle to get underneath that one, and that's a long out, number 1. Fernanda Branch will come up batting .462. 2 home runs and 7 RBIs for her. Tier 2 contact versus righties. And with falls behind, essentially no accuracy at all for Grayson Pickles on that first pitch, but he still gets her to chase. 1-1 count. And she'll get a base hit up the middle, so her hot season continues. She is near the league lead in hits, and I believe average. She's been lights out this year, which has been amazing for us, especially with Jonah Gonzalez and Nick Wilkerson struggling. Here comes our potential MVP, Odin Thomas, with Tier 2 bad ball hitter, batting .409, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs on the year. And he'll dribble one to second base. It's a slow roller to Woods. Woods will get it over to second, and that'll be the only play he has. It's a fielder's choice. Runner out at second, and Odin changes places with Fernanda at first. Now Jack Mars will come up locked in, batting .405 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. And he'll swing at the first pitch. He chases, and Jack will lose mojo. That was a very frustrating first inning for the favorite offense. Cairo heads back out to the mound. It's going to be 7-8-9 for the Skimmers. Let's see if Cairo can settle in now. Anahi Bradshaw with Tier 1 first pitch prayer, batting .214 on the year. She'll take a first pitch strike. No home runs, no RBIs, and Cairo's still tense. Gets her to chase on the slider there, 0-2, and swings through strike 3. So Cairo gets a strikeout, first of the day. We'll see if that helps to reset the mojo as he faces off against Mauricio Khan, the shortstop, batting .267 on the year. Cairo will be back to neutral, but has already thrown 30 pitches in this outing. Already at half stamina here early in the second inning. 2-1 count. Gets that curveball in there for strike 2. And a 2-2 count gets pulled foul. We'll do it again. Con with 2-2 clutch, but not activated here. We'll see if that happens later in the game. Another foul, and just continuing to battle here. Really working that pitch count of Cairo Cohen. But the curveball ultimately gets him another strikeout. Second of the day, second of the inning for Cairo Cohen. And now 2 down for Bento Foster. Batting .400, no home runs, no RBIs. Tier 2 consistent. Also has Tier 2 pinch perfect, but won't activate in this game since he's starting. 1-1 count here. Foster looks like the backup catcher. It's B. Buck as their primary catcher. He seems to have gotten the day off here today. And Foster sneaks one up the middle, so a 2-out base hit will wrap it to the top of the lineup with Hugo Bass, who already singled and scored a run. Average up to 303, and that's going to do it for Cairo Cohen. We lean to the other long reliever, Avery Connor, and he's not at full stamina, so we'll see how long he can go here. But Cairo definitely wishes he could get this game back. 2 runs allowed, and that one's going to be a fly out to left to end the inning. So the runner on first, which was his responsibility, was stranded. But Cairo's final line, 2 runs on 5 hits in 1 2/3 innings. Not his best performance by far. So one he hopes he can forget. Maybe we can push him back into the bullpen for the playoffs. We'll have to figure that out at the end of the season. And RJ Solomon will come up to start this second inning, and he pops up right at second base. Standing on second base is the shortstop Mauricio Khan catches that for out number 1. Offense is struggling a bit against this weaker pitcher in Grayson Pickles. Leah comes up with tier 1 first pitch Slayer. We'll take a ball inside. She's batting .333 on the year, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. And she'll ground to second base. So 2 up, 2 down, and she loses mojo. Jonah Gonzalez, who just got a huge speed boost and a PDO that we just paid for before in that last game, or after that last game. He is looking to try and get himself back on track after batting .182 on the year so far. 1 home run, it was a solo shot, his only RBI of the year. 2-0 count. He'll pull 1 foul, and it goes up and out of play. 2-1, a dribbler foul, and it's 2-2, 2 outs. And just making contact there, fouls it off. He hits one hard, left center field. This one's got a chance. This one's going to get down. One hops the wall. Both outfielders dive for it, almost colliding. Luckily, no injuries there, and it's going to be a 2-out double for Jonah Gonzalez. So able to find himself in scoring position here. First runner to reach base for, or I guess I should say first runner to reach second base for the favorites here in the second. And first pitch swinging is Muhammad McCormick, and he'll ground to second base. That ends the inning. So great hit from Jonah Gonzalez. Unfortunately, he gets stranded, and we're sitting at a 2-0 score heading into the top of the third for the Skimmers. Braden Sorelli, 1 for 1 today. And Avery Connor, in his second stint with the favorites this season, has a 1.80 ERA and a grounder right back to him. He misses it initially, but he's able to recover as it bounces right in front of him, and that's out number 1. So great pitching from Avery Connor as he's gotten 2 outs in the first 2 batters he's faced. Aiden Woods still locked in despite going 0 for 1 today. Again, tier 2 low pitch and tier 2 off-speed hitter, and he hits a low pitch right to Fernanda Branch. She one-hops it and tosses to first, out number 2. Connor gets a mojo boost, Woods gets a mojo drop, and Gary Miller will come up with tier 2 power versus righties. Avery Connor with that tier 3 gets ahead. It allows him to kind of pick exactly where he wants that ball to go, and he just missed the corner of the zone on that first pitch. He gets it back with the foul. It's a 1-1 count. That one gets popped foul, and it's 1-2 for Connor. With the strikeout, 102 on the gun. He leans back, gives it everything he's got, and that's going to be a quick third inning for the Skimmer offense, and Avery Connor able to pick up where Cairo Cohen couldn't. All right, we're going to go 9-1-2, starting with our A-plus center fielder, Nick Wilkerson, who has had a season to forget here, batting .278, not terrible, but he has not shown the numbers that we wanted to see. He gets us down the first base line, and he will turn around first and head to second base easily reaching second there on the double down the line. And that's going to be a leadoff runner in scoring position for Tiger Gray. He was locked in after a diving play. He then grounded out to drop back to neutral mojo. And a liner right to Hugo base at first base. Very bad luck for Tiger. Fernanda comes up. She's 1 for 1. She had a base hit up the middle in her last at bat. Still has that contact versus righties trait. She'll hit one. It gets down in right center field. Brayton cuts it off, but it's going to be easily scoring Nick Wilkerson from second. And Fernanda Branch comes through for us again. She's 2 for 2. And we have ourselves on the board. It's now 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. And Owen Thomas coming up. 0 for 1 today. He grounded into a fielder's choice. He's still locked in. Ball in the dirt. Fernanda will take off. Nope, she's going to hold. She hesitated for just a little bit longer than she should have, and she ends up having to stay. Odin takes a ball inside. 2-0 count. Good spot for him. Swings late through the fastball. Strike one. 2-1 count here. And he'll pop it. Oh, man. He pops it up right behind the plate. Bento Foster will catch that one. Out number 2. Now it's Jack Mars who grounded into a double play in his last at-bat. No, he grounded out to second in his last at-bat. I think that's what it was. Did he pop up? I don't remember. He got out, and he lost his mojo. Not much speed over there, first base. 2 outs. Jack Mars gets ahead in the count 2-0. And he'll ground to third. Daxton over to base. That'll end the inning. Jack, I think, saw that pitch right at the bottom of the zone, but that nasty pitch from Grayson Pickles just dropped out of the bottom, and he was only able to barely make contact and pull it to third. So we get one on the Fernanda Branch single after the Nick Wilkerson double. And a base hit from Caroline Dealer. She will start things off with a leadoff single here in the top of the fourth. She gets a mojo boost back to locked in. And Avery Connor will see his first base runner allowed in this game so far. He remains locked in. Tier 2 easy target from Pennington. And that's going to be taken for strike one. Pennington with an RBI single last time. 1-1 count here. Caroline with good speed over at first, but has bad jumps at tier 2, so she's not likely to try and steal. Also, we have a cannon arm behind the plate, so not a good idea. Anyway, 2-2. Taken strike 3. Loves that elite four-seam fastball and uses it to go 101 on the gun for strike 3. Anai Bradshaw 0 for 1. Average drops to 207. Has first pitch prayer. She prays. This one's going to deep left field, but it's going to be tracked down by Jonah Gonzalez. Out number 2, Caroline Dealer did not tag, so she's going to retreat back to first base. And that's a big out number 2, but almost had her prayers answered on that pitch. Avery Connor facing off against Mauricio Khan, who's tense. First pitch popped up and foul. And this one hit hard to center field, but right at Nick Wilkerson. He steps back a couple of steps and will make the play out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be RJ Solomon to lead things off. He's 0 for 1 today. He was locked in, but after getting out in his last at-bat, he loses his mojo. Grayson Pickles putting on a clinic here for the Skimmers. He has had a great year batting, or with a 1.65 ERA, a 1.10 WHIP, and 9 strikeouts. RJ gets on that one, but pulls it just foul. It's a 1-2 count. Make it 2-2 now. And RJ, deep center field. This one's got a chance. This one's got it. Gary Miller up against the wall, and that's out of here. Into the batter's eye. RJ Solomon with a big shot to tie this ball game up in the bottom of the fourth. 435 dead center. His second home run and 4th RBI. RJ Solomon brings the heat. And the favorites are back in this one. It's all tied up 2-2. Aaliyah Sesame will come up. She's looking to get her mojo back in order. Nadia Macias will come in to replace Grayson Pickles, who had a great outing here today against a very potent favorites offense. Macias has a really interesting repertoire here with tier 2 reverse splits against the righties. She also has tier 3 crossed up. 1-2 count, taken ball 2. Fastball high and away. That's a full count now for Aaliyah. And she's going to ground slowly to second. Aiden Woods has been busy. That's going to be out number 1 for the favorites. You'll see that tier 2 reverse splits activated here. Jonah Gonzalez 1 for 1 with a double. Getting that average up slowly but surely. It's at 217 now. And he'll pop that one foul. Little hack activates here for him on the 0-1. He chases high, but it's fouled back. It's an 0-2 count. And he's going to pop this one up as well. He was chasing high in the zone in this whole at-bat. Easy play from Aiden Woods, who calls off Braden Sorelli, and that's another out number 2. Muhammad McCormick will come up 0 for 1. Macias with a 2.70 ERA, a 1.80 whip, and 1 strikeout on the year. And McCormick will get this one up the middle, a 1-0 count, and he's able to reach base with 2 outs, despite being offset by the reverse splits. And now Nick Wilkerson comes up. He's already 1 for 1 with a double. We're at a high-pressure situation here. Decent speed at first base with 2 outs. Nick will swing at the first pitch, fouls it back, but little hack activates here. Great spot for him. And he'll swing at this one, pulls it down the first base line. Hugo Bass was prepared, as he already saw one get past him. He didn't let it happen this time, as he was actually holding McCormick at first. And so he was in the perfect position to scoop that one pretty much on first base and end the inning. So tough luck from Nick Wilkerson, but I like his thinking. And so Avery Connor will go out for his, I think, 3rd inning of work here. Yeah, 2 1/3 right now, innings pitched so far. And Bento Foster, who already has a base hit and is batting .500 on the year, 1-2 count. Avery will give him one that he pushes into left field. It's going to be a leadoff single for the Skimmers. Once again, seems like they've consistently gotten that first batter aboard. Hugo Bass will come up 1 for 2. It's power versus lefties, so we have not seen that trait activate just yet. Avery showing some signs of tiredness. And Tiger Gray cannot get the tag on Bento Foster, but we are able to get the line out for a quick out number 1, excuse me. And now Braden Sorelli comes up 1 for 2, batting .250, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Former outlaw trying to see if he can maybe get one in the gap. Oh, he's going to hit this one to deep left center field. This one's carrying. That's got a chance. And that one's going to get out of here. Fucking Braden Sorelli tags one to left center field. Goes 406, a 2-run shot. His 3rd home run and 5th RBI of the year. Put the Skimmers up 4-2. Of course, this is what we're looking at right now. Avery Connor's been great this whole game. He makes a mistake to Braden Sorelli. He pays for it, and he's looking at potentially getting a loss here right now. As it stands, Avery Woods comes up with 1 out, gets a low pitch, but he's late on it. It goes foul out of play. 2-1 count, and that's going to be a base hit into right center or right field. So Odin comes up throwing, but the inning continues for the Skimmers. 1 out, runner on first. Gary Miller with power versus righties activated here at tier 2. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single, and that'll pull Avery for Emerson Bauer. She's our ace in the bullpen. She has tier 2 clutch in a high-pressure situation. Should not have her greatest outing last time. And she's already struggling to find some accuracy. She's already at about half stamina. She gets the strike there. It's a 2-1 count. She's looking for a double play. Ball just misses the top of the zone. It's 3-1 for Gary. He's going to take the strike on the slider, and it's now full. Fastball right down the middle. He froze, and that's a quick strikeout for Emerson Bauer. With 2 outs now, Caroline Dealer will come up, locked in, 1 for 2 with a single. Looking for a fastball. Emerson has 2 of them. And it's going to be a dribbler. It's going to be Emerson Bauer cuts it off, makes the great play, and that's going to end the inning. But a 2-run homer from Braden Sorelli breaks the tie late in this ball game, and the favorites have 6 outs to work with, but they're going right back to the top of the order, and this is the chance for them to fight back in this one. They need 2 to tie, 3 to potentially win against Nadia Macias. Will not have reverse splits activated here. 1-1 count for Tiger. He'll pull one hard, but that one's going to tail foul. It's going to get out of play. That one had the home run distance. 1-2 count for Tiger, and he's going to check his swing on that one in the dirt. Fastball right down the middle. Macias has him frozen. Strike 3. She's pumped. That's out number 1. Fernanda Branch now has to face off against the reverse splits activated against her. Macias tiring. She's just below half stamina. Still throwing 94 on that fastball. A dribbler up the middle. It's going to be cut off by Khan. And Fernanda Branch goes down for the first time today. That's 2 quick outs for Macias. Nobody on for Odin Thomas, who's 0 for 2 today. He needs to get something going here. Tier 2 bad ball hitter still locked in. And he gets this one down the left field line. Just foul, just on the other side of the line. This one's a ball. 1-1 count for Odin. Takes his swing on the slider. And he pops this one foul. 1-2, staying alive. Odin will pull one into the right field corner. Braden Sorelli's not going to get there in time. It lands just fair. Braden Sorelli will come up throwing, but Odin Thomas will turn first, head to second base, and a 2-out double for him. We'll bring it to Jack Mars now. In a max pressure situation, he has an 0 for 2 day today, but just like Odin, has a chance to make something happen here. Reverse splits activated. Checks for ball 1, and Macias is getting very tired now. Crossed up, could activate. A dribbler! He chased another one low. Jack Mars can't hold up on that pitch here today, and that's going to end the inning. So we had a chance with Odin Thomas getting that double with 2 outs, but Jack Mars has struggled today. 0 for 3 for him, and he has, I would say, let us down today, I would say. Now here comes Daxton Pennington with Tier 2 easy target. Helping out Emerson Bauer, who's getting tired already. A grounder to second. Jack Mars dives, makes the play. Great out number 1 from the second baseman. He's leaving the struggles on offense behind as he comes out to the field. Makes a great play there, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. Here comes Anahi Bradshaw. She's still tense. She went hard to left field, but it was just too shallow, and it was able to be caught or tracked down by Jonah Gonzalez. A weird hop off the mound, but Jack Mars is able to react to it quickly. He gets the out at first base, for out number 2. And Mauricio Khan tense will come up. He has Tier 2 clutch, so it's really offsetting the tense mojo. Emerson with Tier 2 clutch really helping her out with this high pressure situation. First pitch swift, swung through for strike 1 and 2. That one's foul. Emerson just trying to close this one out. And a dribbler up the middle. She cannot get to it. And that's going to sneak into center field. So a 2-out single from Mauricio Khan. He comes up clutch. Now Bento Foster is somehow 2 for 2 today. Betting 571 now. And a max pressure situation. Emerson gets pulled for Waldo Ho. Waldo with good accuracy but weak velocity and junk has a Tier 3 elite 4-seam fastball. Also has his changeup and a slider. No earned runs allowed this year. 0.64 whip and 5 strikeouts. 2-0 count takes the strike there. Runner on first with great speed. And a dribbler to third. Leah Sesame tosses over to first base to end the inning. So we get out of there. Now we have 3 outs left to work with. It's going to go 5, 6, 7 for the favorites. Fans are out of their seats here as they are anticipating a comeback from their team as RJ's locked in. The tired Macias gets pulled for Hassan De La Rosa. Hassan locked in right now. Gets a first pitch strike against RJ. A grounder to second. Avery Woods backhands and throws the first out number 1. Now here comes tense Aaliyah Sesame. She's 0 for 2 today, but you will see she has Ace Exterminator activated as well as the first pitch Slayer against De La Rosa. His Tier 2 Specialist activated as well. There's a lot going on here. Ball outside, ball low. Aaliyah takes a strike low and in. 2-1 count. And she'll push one into left field, so she reaches base. Tying run comes to the plate for the favorites. Leah gets her mojo back, and Jonah Gonzalez comes up. He's 1 for 2 with a double already. I think you bring in Dash Boyd to pinch run for Aaliyah. They're going to bring Cora Bobbert in to replace Jonah Gonzalez. Not upset about this. Cora with the Ace Exterminator activated. She hasn't had an amazing year, but this is her spot. This is why we brought her in. First pitch strike. She'll pop one foul, and she's down 0-2 with 1 out. And oh man, on the slider, she just makes contact, pushes a foul. Chases this one out of the zone, and Avery Woods cannot get to it. Aaliyah rounding second base, heads to third. And Cora Bobbert comes through in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Runners on the corners, and Mohammed McCormick, who's 1 for 2 with a single today, not our best hitter. Tier 1 inside pitch against Hassan De La Rosa. First pitch swinging, strike 1. Infield at double play depth, takes the ball outside. Hassan getting tired. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate. That one's foul, and it's 1-2 count. Mohammed McCormick will loft into right field. Braden Sorelli will come up, and because we didn't pinch run for Aaliyah Sesame, she has to hold at third. And that's a big out right there. McCormick did everything he could to try and get a runner in. But Nick Wilkerson, it's his time. Now we pinch run for Dash comes in for Cora at first base. Infield guarding the lines. Nick Wilkerson, 1 for 2 with a double. And he'll push one to left field. This is his moment right here. Redemption is right here for the taking, Nick. Come on. 1-1 count. He does have specialist activated against him. Nick will take a ball low. That will deactivate Little Hack this whole at-bat. Hassan getting very tired. He's really worried about that runner at first. 2 disengagements. And Nick will pull it down the right field line, but just foul. Trying that first baseline again. And he chases outside. Oh, Nick. Nick strikes out to end the game. We lose to the 4-10 Skimmers. That's a dagger. Oh man. This is why, especially in those division games, it doesn't matter what the record is, those games still need to be played. I gotta say, Cairo let me down here today. Nick, I really thought you had that moment, and that's a tough loss. 4-2. 4 runs on 10 hits for the Skimmers, and 2 runs on 9 hits for the favorites. They left a few too many runners on base, and just couldn't get anything going. Couldn't get any momentum going. For us, an 0-for-3 day from Tiger Gray is a very big hole in this lineup. Same with Jack Mars going 0-for-3. Honestly, the only 2 starters in this lineup that didn't get a hit right there, and that really makes a difference. Fernanda had a 2-for-3 day. She stays hot with an RBI. Odin with that late double, but he got stranded. RJ Solomon with a home run. That was great. Aaliyah with that base hit to get the rally started. Jonah Gonzalez had a double, so he's turning it around. Cora came in, pinch hit single, was a big moment there to keep the inning alive. McCormick with a 1-for-3 day, he contributed. And then Nick Wilkerson, yeah, he had a double and scored a run, but oh man, that strikeout to end the game was really, really tough to watch. I had faith in him there. On the other side, the Skimmers had hits from everyone but Anahi Bradshaw. 2 hits from Sorelli. He scored 2 runs, had a 2-run homer. That one was the dagger that won the game. Gary Miller with a base hit and an RBI. Pennington with a base hit, RBI. And Bento Foster with a 2-for-3 day with a run scored. That guy had no right hitting the ball twice and scoring a run there. Hugo Bass with a base hit and a run scored as well. No walks on either side. Pitching-wise, Cairo, tough day today, man. It didn't look... the scoreline does not look as bad as it actually looked like if you watched the game. 1 2/3, giving up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. Avery Connor pitched really well until that home run from Braden Sorelli, which does stink because that hands him the loss. 2 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs on the home run from Sorelli. He struck out 2. Bauer came in 1 1/3, giving up a hit and striking out 1, so she did a great job. And Waldo Ho got the 1 out that he needed. He's been great since we brought him in. On the other side, Grayson Pickles continues a really great year. And honestly, the pitching from the Skimmers has been great this season. And you can see they really leaned on their good pitchers this one. Pickles goes 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs on a home run. Macias gets the win, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 strikeout. De La Rosa, 1 inning, gets the save, giving up 2 hits and 1 strikeout. He almost blew it, but he was able to come through, get the strikeout against Nick Wilkerson. So it's going to be Sorelli, Solomon, Branch as your top 3. The Skimmers get the win here, and it's tough to see. As much as I loved Braden Sorelli when he was on our team in the Outlaws, it's tough to watch him succeed against us. Loyalty here is going to go to Aaliyah. She is part of the core here. Jess is just a fill-in right now. What do we do? Since that last game ended, there's a lot happening here, but let's take a look. So there's development for Sullivan. I'd be interested in getting this for him, but literally that's no, we can't afford it. I'm a little dyslexic, apparently. I can't even read numbers. Um, let's see. V10 gets dropped by the below zeros. Let's see. Spray Perpetta gets brought in by the Skimmers, replacing Hassan. So Hassan, they drop him right after he gets the save. And yeah, that's got to suck for him. Fox Brennan loses more speed. We're not going to be bringing him in anytime soon. Jonah Gonzalez with some development. He gets +6 arm. That's good to see. Nielsen gets dropped by the Sewer Sneaks. They're bringing in some reinforcements, and Dandelion Burnside. Remember, Nielsen was a favorite for us in year one, but was a really big disappointment because we had to start him. Swing Barnstormer gets dropped by the Skimmers. They bring in Zuri Wilkins. Swing would be really interesting, but I don't think we could afford him now. Odin Thomas just got first base as his secondary position. That's a really weird choice, but okay. We have some more flexibility when we need it. I don't think that's where we need it, though. Let's see. B-Buck. Man, the Skimmers beat us, and then they drop all of their good players. What a kick in the face that is. B-Buck gets dropped. Artichoke Taverna comes in. Nick Wilkerson gains his 1 speed to 99. There's development for Jericho House, but a chance to gain Wild Thing, and I don't think that's worth the risk. Let's take a peek here and see what we could do for development right now. We're not doing this for Cora. I'm interested in this one for Emerson before the playoffs, but she's 28. And that pretty much would solidify it's the last thing we could do, except for something super cheap. I don't think I want to do this one for McCormick. Same for Solomon. Jericho, as much as I'd love to give him accuracy, I do not want a chance to get Wild Thing, especially at 20%. I say we hold off till the next game, and we do this one for Sullivan, especially since he could potentially get all infield positions. That would be really nice. But man, it's the power that we need to get boosted for him, because I just don't think he's got enough pop in the bat to be a consistent offensive weapon for us, and that's been really frustrating to watch all season long. He's still tense. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, even though sitting out a game, he's still tense. That's really frustrating. All right. I have to... Oh, let's check standings first. So after that... Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. 1 second. Let me just simulate to the next game. There's a lot of them coming up here. This really puts a lot of clarity in this. So the Burglars are the only ones that could potentially... tie us in the division, and it would require us losing, and it would require the Burglars winning the next 2 games and passing us in run differential, which isn't out of the question, especially if we lose. So it's not 100% guaranteed. It was really that Skimmers game that made the difference, and that's really frustrating that we lost that one. In the Earth division, the Protectors and the Scroungers sitting at 8 and 6 apiece. So they both have to win out to try and fight for that top seed, and it would, again, require us to lose. On the other side, Sewer Sneaks guaranteed number 1 spot. The Marauders, 9 and 6. The Water division is still up in the air. A lot of teams still competing for that number 1 spot. The only ones out of it for sure are the Burners. The Air division is locked up from the Sewer Sneaks, and then it looks like there's no guarantee, but likely that the Dirt Dogs are going to be have a good chance to make it into the playoffs. But I think it's going to depend on how things shake out for the last few games of the season. So it's still really close in a lot of spots. Now, I also want to check. Yeah, so we're sitting at the number 1 seed right now, but things could change. Scroungers sitting at the wild card spot. Burglars at number 4 seed right now. The Rippers are close behind at an 8 and 7 record, but Undulates and Dive Bombers all in there as well. So, yeah, a lot of game left to be played. Actually, the 8 and 8 record from Undulates and Dive Bombers, that's the end of their season. And the below zeros, those are the only teams that have finished their season. So unless the Scroungers, Burglars, and Rippers all lose their last one or two games here, Undulates and Dive Bombers likely won't make it into the playoffs this year. Protectors could drop out too, depending on how they finish. There's a lot going on here. So I'm not going to go any further into that. I do want to peek at league leaders. It was a quiet day for Odin Thomas. He went 1 for 3 with a double that helped his slugging, that hurt his average and on-base percentage, I believe. But let's see if he's still in the running for the MVP, offensive MVP. He is. Okay, so Odin's still sitting in the number 3 spot and still sitting at the top offensive player. But Mr. Ingrown is right on his heels. Top long stroke is in there as well. Timber Pickles is in there, and same with Ed Guerrero. It's going to be an interesting finish, but right now, Odin leading the league in home runs. Timber Pickles with 5 right now. Odin leading the league in RBIs. And he's sitting really high up in the slugging and OPS spots as well. So it's going to be really tight. Comes down to the wire type of league leaders. And as far as decisions to make here, we definitely couldn't afford either of these right now anyways. Wade Ivy was a consideration, would be a bench bat. He's actually close, but we have 100,000 to work with, so we would have to. Yeah, we can't afford for Eliana. That would be one of my considerations, and it wouldn't make sense for us to do it for Cora because it's just a downgrade in every facet. Power goes up, speed goes up. We wouldn't be using him as a fielder at all. Contact is down a bit there. Ace Exterminator, but also would have Mind Gamer instead. So it likely will be that we can't afford this one, but I will keep an eye on it. And I don't want to get rid of RJ because he has been actually holding up really well for us. So we can't make that move yet. And we aren't going to be able to make a move for Jess Trujillo right now. I would be very interested in a swing Barnstormer here, but there's no way his price is going to drop into a place that we can consider bringing him in. But I really like his stuff. So that means that the last game of the season is going to be Skulls versus Favorites. We brought in Jess Trujillo off the waiver wire for this last game of the season, facing off against Dominic Ramos. Skulls at 6-9 right now, so they're out of the playoffs. They have Ramos with a 10-13 ERA, a 1.5 WHIP. Oh boy, it's really a crapshoot here because Jess could have, a decent game. She doesn't need to be perfect, but she also could just get blown up, and it just feels like she's so unreliable there. So before we finish up, let's see if we can set the lineup here. Ramos is definitely, he's a C+. So what do we do with the lineup? I want Odin Thomas with a chance to get that MVP. I'm going to keep these top 3 as they are. Let's put Jack Mars down 1 and RJ Solomon, who's locked in, up 1. And I think we'll keep Aaliyah at 3rd, Muhammad McCormick at catcher. Yeah, I kind of liked this lineup, even though we didn't get as many runs as I would have hoped. I think Pickles just had a really good year this year. So in the last away game here, Skulls at home, they're going to use their primary home unis. And I think we're just going to go with our standard away to finish things off. So we'll see what Jess Trujillo is made of in this next one. We'll see if she has justified herself to stay on the roster for the playoffs. But we still have something to fight for after that loss against the Skimmers. A very frustrating loss against the Skimmers. We still have to win it to be able to lock up the #1 seed and to be able to lock up this division guaranteed. So a lot on the line here. The Skulls, I don't know how they're feeling right now. I don't know if they want to try and knock us off or if they want to try and, they don't want their Protectors or Scroungers to get that #1 seed. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching. We will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.